A group of parents is fighting for higher wages for workers at one of the nation's largest early childhood education companies. According to government data from 2015, child care workers make an average of $9.77 an hour. Now, that is only 61 cents more than the earnings of fast food and other food industry workers. It is 83 cents less than what retail workers earn on average. Tony Dokoupil is here with why some New York City parents are calling this just plain wrong. Tony, good morning.
Good morning. The cost of childcare has more than doubled since 1997. So when a group of New York parents discovered that the people actually providing that care hadn't seen much of a raise, they decided to ask for one.
Coca? You want Coca?
Like most working parents, Ryan and Rebecca Weiner pay all they can to make sure that their 2-year-old daughter goes to a great daycare.
It's a premium daycare. It's expensive.
But last September, 4 of his toddler's teachers suddenly quit over low wages. When Weiner discovered what they were making, he was shocked.
The teachers move on, but you're continuing with your daughter enrolled in the class. Why not leave it there? Why continue to have a conversation about this?
A hard day's work deserves a fair day's pay. And to see the people that care for your daughter, we believe, mistreated, we felt required us to speak up.
Weiner's daughter goes to a Bright Horizons child care center in New York City. It's one of the nation's largest early childhood education companies. The publicly traded company grossed nearly $360 million in 2015. It has over 100,000 students, 932 locations, and tuition can cost more than $30,000 a year. In a letter to CEO David Lissy, signed by more than a dozen Bright Horizons parents, Weiner and others complained that the company's infant and toddler teachers earn as little as $11 an hour. They compared the teacher compensation to that of fast food workers. CBS News has confirmed the details of the letter with 3 former Bright Horizons employees.
I love my red shoes.
Bright Horizons has appeared on Fortune's list of the 100 best companies to work for 16 times. Weiner believes teacher compensation should reflect the company's success.
They should be able to pay their bills. They're not looking for a pot of gold.
In a statement, Bright Horizons told CBS News they're proud of the work they've done to raise the bar for early educators. The company also told us it offers significant educational benefits as well as medical and 401k plans. They claim to pay teachers more than the market average. But the market itself may be the problem. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, full-time child care workers make about $20,000 a year, or $9.77 an hour. While preschool teachers make about $4 an hour more, a UC Berkeley study shows that at those wages, nearly half of these workers are on some form of public assistance.
We know that many teachers are working 2 jobs, some rely on public assistance.
Nationally, about 1/3 of early ed teachers change jobs every year.
I just wanted to check in and see.
Michelle Rivest is executive director of the North Carolina Child Care Coalition.
Turnover is a devastating experience for a small child because during those early years, 0 to 5, they're building attachments to the most important people in their lives, and that's their parents or their teacher.
What do you want to have for dinner?
About 7 years ago, Meredith Sawyer took a pay cut when she switched from waiting tables to teaching preschoolers in Greensboro, North Carolina.
I'm definitely not comfortable giving what I make in a year, but I will say that the center I work at is very dedicated to giving competitive wages, but I still have to work a second job to make ends meet.
She says working with young kids is more than just a job.
We have children's lives in our hands during the day, and we're responsible for not only their care and keeping them safe and healthy, but we're also responsible for educating them.
We're doing number recognition.
Those responsibilities, Weiner says, are why teachers deserve to make more.
How far are you hoping to take this?
Until we see meaningful change.
You realize that if they raise the wages for teachers and childcare workers, it may mean higher tuition for you.
I'm aware of that.
You prepared to pay more?
If it meant that the people that took care of my daughter were paid a fair wage, yes.
Bright Horizons has a market value of more than $4 billion. It tells us as much as 80% of tuition goes to teacher salaries, benefits, and training. But we spoke to about a dozen current and former child care workers all over the country, and many of them told us that they have to take on extra work just to make ends meet.
Yeah, in the words of that great philosopher, Chris Rock, that ain't right.
Yeah.
That's a shame that they're treated and paid that way for the work that they do.
And it's so important, the work that they do.
That's right.
Costs more 0 to 5 for a kid in child care than to put them through a public college 18 to 22.
That's just astounding.
Hopefully that will lead to change. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to see you at the table.